What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your look at the week ahead. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about what's going on with the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the other major indexes, and we're going to take a good look at the VIX, and we're going to circle up a little bit on earnings. All right, so let's dig in. We'll start with the SPX and what is going on there. So obviously we had an incredible week leading into last Friday, and then the market really tried to sell off on Monday. At one point it was trying to basically swallow up a big chunk, not of the gap, but of the movement intraday during Friday's session. It did get bought. We didn't hit any key levels, but we did get bought. What was fascinating is that the Nasdaq ended up red, and you're saying, well, Mark, what's so fascinating about the Nasdaq ending up red after having a huge day? Well, some of the mega caps really had a day. Nvidia was up just a massive amount of dollars, had a huge run. Apple managed to have a pretty nice day of recovery, closing at 188.13 after an abysmal earnings that it recovered from, and then rallying back on throughout the day on Friday, and then up again on Monday. Google as well was up. The losers were Meta, not surprising. You get a little bit of a decent pullback after that, just that monumental run it had on Friday. And then Microsoft, which also had a big run, managed to close down some. So you had this mixed bag of movement. In the end, the Nasdaq ends up down about 0.3%. And then IWM, cannot get off the mat, bounced off 190. I'm really waiting to see if it can close above this 50 again. It looks like it's trying to hammer out a base and take off. But if the whole market's going to go lower, the IWM is not going to rally. And when I'm looking at the movement in SPX, I'm still not convinced that this isn't a little bit of a top. Yeah, the VIX was down on Friday, but that was because it really didn't sell off on Friday. We didn't get any weekend effect. It's still kind of slowly moving higher. VIX futures, and this is really what I want to hit on, guys. VIX and VIX futures continue to be incredibly tight. The front month future looks way too cheap, really inexpensive, and that spread is just mind-boggling how tight it is. It's trading where it should be trading on Friday, to put things in perspective. So the market is still trying to anticipate some sort of crazy movement. Now, with the market pulling back, what we did get was a decrease in the normal, that call replacement, that call chasing stopped, which is why volatility pulled back. But if we get a rally, expect vol to go up again. We're now in a position where S&P up, VIX up. Now, before we kind of jump anywhere else, let's just briefly look at the bond market, which I think looks like it's ready to break. It looks really close to breaking. If bonds break below kind of where they're trading now, it could pull the whole market. But the market is teetering on an edge right now. Earnings have been really good, and a lot of them are being sold, except for so far Meta and a few other ones, Meta and Amazon. But we're teetering on an edge. Watch interest rates because they're a little scary. Now, some names to keep an eye on. McDonald's reported on Monday morning. A name I'm really watching is CCJ. It had it like everything else kind of tried to die and then rallied. And then a big one tomorrow, Tuesday after the bell is Ford. Ford got kind of absolutely demolished on Monday after a really nice run. I want to see if this thing gets bought. I think Ford could have some surprisingly good earnings. We're seeing a ton of bullish flow there. So keep an eye on Ford. So that's what's going on. Folks, if you'd like to join me in Chicago at our Option Pit Pro Trader Summit, July 22nd to the 24th, pick up the phone and call my team, 888-872-3301. We're going to do a lot of amazing things. Or click the link above and below me and join me. All right, folks, that was your look at the week ahead. I am Mark Sebastian, your only option. I hope you have a good one.